good afternoon, honorable members. Allow me to expand on the third part of our three-pronged strategy as set out by the Minister, which is advocacy of sound economic policy and economic growth, as well as our contribution towards the implementation of the structural reforms. The time for talk is over. We must implement structural reforms. Operation Vulindlela will contribute towards the acceleration of the implementation of the structural reforms. We've already identified a number of factors behind the sluggish pace of the execution of the structural reforms. These factors range from technical difficulties, a lack of capacity in certain departments, to vested economic interests amongst economic actors within and outside the state. We need to urgently address this. We will be working with various departments, state agencies, social partners, including business, to remove this economic growth constraints. We will also make sure that we will coordinate better with the economic cluster, the presidency, in this initiative. Success on this have already taken place in line with our economic strategy titled Economic Transformation, Inclusive Growth and Competitiveness. Additional reforms include lowering the cost of living and doing business in South Africa, with immediate focus on the allocation of spectrum, supply of electricity, provision of cheap and reliable rail transport and port system for the movements of goods, support for agriculture and other sectors with high job creation potential, facilitating attracting skilled immigrants where necessary. Honorable Chair, improving living standards requires that we address challenges facing women in the workplace. Over 50% of our senior management in National Treasury are women. These women are leading from the front in shaping our country's microeconomic policies and safeguarding our public finances. The Director General will lead a special program to mainstream gender matters in the department. This is an organizational renewal to ensure that our values, norms, policies, practices, and support services are women empowering. The National Treasury will remain a department responsive to the specific needs of women. We are committed to filling, as the Minister indicated, other vacancies at the senior and executive levels that have emerged in the last 5 years. Some of them are ready for submission to Cabinet. Honorable members, you are all aware that 16 institutions, in addition to the National Treasury, report to the Minister of Finance. Allow me to highlight a few developments which point to how this money will be used to achieve our overarching objective. A strong South African revenue service will be central to our efforts to restoring fiscal sustainability in order to improve the living standards of South Africans. The allocation to SARS has not been adjusted. This will allow them to collect revenue due to the fiscus, while at the same time increase the country's tax laws. The Revenue Service is working to close the tax gap, and through its partnership with the police and the defense forces to crush the illicit economy. New leadership at the PIC will restore confidence at the asset manager, particularly at this time when we need to inject confidence in our economy. With their 1.3 billion budget, the PIC will aim to achieve economic transformation. We wish Mr. Abel Sitole, the new chief executive of the PIC, well in his task. The Land Bank reports to the Minister of Finance. Government, as we all, will be allocating 3 billion to recapitalize the bank. The National Treasury is supporting the Land Bank find a solution to its default and craft a long-term restructuring plan. And honorable members, we will continuously report on this task. And finally, we will maintain confidence in our monetary policy through ensuring the instrument independence and accountability of the South African Reserve Bank. I thank you, honorable members.